speaking of new ideas, there's something that kind of went under the radar for me, especially. I think the title kind of threw me off, and we're going to do a DED trailer react for this because it's kind of blowing up, and I don't want to see anything until now. You know what I mean? The movie Weapons is dropping, and it is blowing up all over social media, as far as I can tell. I've done everything I can to not watch the trailer until tonight. It is just becoming massive. There's a lot of news coming out about it, and a lot of mystery behind it. Danny, what's your experience with it so far?
Similar to what you kind of mentioned, I was a huge fan of the director. Robert Cregger, folks, is who we're talking about right now. The new kid on the block, so to speak, since Barbarian. That was his movie, and if you watch Barbarian, you knew or you know how batshit bonkers that was and how exciting it was for a lot of folks. Barbarian is going to be one of those that's like, oh yeah, we can revisit that because it is so unique in its own regard. So Weapons is his newest movie. Apparently, production or the producing rights to Weapons was a hot commodity. And what I do know, folks, is that Jordan Peele's production company, his management team, was trying to secure the insane $38 million script that is Weapons. They were trying to secure the rights to that. It ended up going for $38 million. His team did not secure the rights to produce this movie, and thus angering Jordan Peele. Maybe angering is me assuming. Maybe it's just smart business, but made him react in a way that he parted ways with his whole management team because of the miss that is not securing the rights to Weapons. So yeah, I'd say one of two things are happening, or two things very importantly are happening. Robert Cregger is here and here to stay, and at least folks who read that script knew what kind of revenue or buzz it would generate and what kind of return it would get, given that, well, it fetched such a lofty price there, or a hefty price, I should say. $38 million for a script. Holy moly. And you're not even the winning. And Jesus, that's the winning bid, obviously. So yeah, that's what I have seen. I think I've seen a still and maybe seen Julia Garner and Josh Brolin. That's it. That's all I've seen and heard.
Yeah. I think I saw Josh Brolin was in it. I was like, okay, that automatically kind of adds legitimacy to this entire thing, though. I'm like, okay, so Zach Cregger he's the writer, director, and partial producer. There's going to be like 4 producers of it, right? Mm-hmm. So I'm wondering if that was maybe how some of the deal maybe ended up breaking down, where it was like, no, I want full control of this sort of a thing. I've kind of said about Barbarian, I really loved the first half of Barbarian, or the first 30 minutes or whatever. It really captured this very realistic awkwardness between two humans and an interaction and kind of scariness. And then to me, I'm sorry, but it just turned into Wrong Turn Detroit. But but the first 30 minutes, that's what I'm going to go on. That's really where I'm at with it. And I'm like, okay, you captured something there. You really brought me into that. And one thing I did read about this was that, I think it was Zach Cregger that said it, so don't quote me, but I did read that, like, oh, the trailer that you saw, that's like maybe half the movie. Beautiful. And then after that, it goes a completely different direction. So I'm like, okay, cool. So even our trailer react tonight is going to be just based on this. What I did find is that there is this, which I fucking love, man. You know me. I love the Blair Witch Project. Mm-hmm. I lived through that. I went on the website every night for updates in 1999. I wanted to know. There is a website called Maybrook News. The actual website is maybrookmissing.net. And this is like a, oh yeah, Danny's just discovering it. Okay, beautiful. Yeah, it's set up just like kind of the Blair Witch Project website was set up back in the day. There's children missing. I don't want to read too much into it, but one thing I will mention that is very obvious is there is a reference to Barbarian in here, the underground prison discovered and rental home in Detroit. That is one of the articles. Everything else is just basically clips of children running around in the streets. So go check that out. That's part of their ad.
Yeah,
and
go check
trying to bring people in.
Go check it out, or don't, because let me tell you that sometimes oversaturation can be, if you have a creative or a kind of exploratory mind, sometimes you can overdo it yourself. You could set too many lofty expectations and such. I know that when Blair Witch was coming out, and that's sort of, it was all part of the buzz. It was all part of the marketing campaign, was like, it had to, it was real and stuff. And obviously we know that this is maybe it's an homage thing, or maybe it's just like, hey, we just want to take a swing and have some sort of, like, we want this to be a part of the marketing, is that this official website. I love the idea. I love the style. Yes. But me personally, I will stay off of it because I do like to be surprised. And but thank you for telling me what tie into Barbarian would be there. So that's great.
Again, just take that quote, because it literally says like that trailer is maybe the first half, or maybe a first 40 minutes of the movie or something like that, and then we take a totally different turn, like Barbarian did. Barbarian set up something totally different and brought us in, and then we got something wild after that. But this thing is blowing up. And what's the main actress's name?
Julia Garner.
So I've never watched Ozark, but I know that she's from it because of the memes. That's all I see her as, is the damn reel that everyone used for years after that scene that she had in Ozark.
You're gonna have to fucking kill me.
Man, I feel so bad because I'm sure she's a great actress. I just haven't seen her in anything else, but she looks exactly the same. And I'm like, damn, that's all I can see and hear whenever I see her. So I got to see her in something else. I gotta get that out of my mind. Got to kind of cleanse the palate on that.
Well, she was in Wolf Man, that is now streaming. Wolf. Chew. She is in Wolf Man, that is on Peacock, and it is on my queue. I'm gonna watch it. I gotta see, even though everything I'm hearing is like. So which sucks, because like Lee Winnell did such a great job with Invisible Man, so I wanted this to be a success, but I might like it and everybody didn't, so you never know. But yes, she really got her in because of Ozark. That's where she was phenomenal as her character. So she's not only obviously going to be in Weapons, but she's also going to be the Silver Surfer in the new Fantastic Four. So
really? Okay.
Yeah. So
I didn't know it was her.
Yeah, so more opportunity for you to see her doing different things. But yes, of course, as soon as that trailer came out for the Fantastic Four and you saw that she was a Silver Surfer, someone, of course, made the meme. If you want to get to Galactus, you have to fucking kill me.
No. So it follows her. It's not just me that. Okay.
No,
okay.
Of course it follows her. It definitely follows her. Anyways, so yeah. More shit from Zach Cregger, right? We want more shit, and if that is making, honestly, like Jordan Peele has definitely earned his spot in the horror movie genre from when he started and onward. So we respect what is going on in his world, and the fact that was his reaction to not being able to produce this movie. Holy moly. Website aside, that is probably one of the best marketing buzz tactics I've ever seen, albeit in reality, right, that actually did happen. But hey, use it. Good press. It's got me buzzing. So
I wonder if it's a rub. You know, like Jordan Peele's like, I was gonna get rid of him anyway, but you know what? I like the script for this movie, so I'm just gonna give you the rub on it. And,
I dig it. Fuck it. Do
job.
it. That's how you
No matter what.
It's how you make you see those around you rise, and we all rise together, baby. I hope it's a rub. I hope it is. Yeah, I'll rub.
That's
I'll
awesome.
Rub one.
Yeah.
What?
All right. It's Danny and Dead Candy for a Dead trailer reacts for Weapons. And that's another thing. Weapons kind of threw me off. It threw me off the trail of this being a horror film. I automatically, I don't know, thought of like Red State or something like that, where I was like, this is going to be off the map sort of a thing. So, all right, we're going to check it out right now. Here we go. Let's go.
This is a true story that happened in my town. So this one Wednesday is like a normal day for the whole school.
Okay.
But today was different. Every other class had all their kids. But Mrs. Gandy's room was totally empty.
The narration by the kid.
And do you know why?
Incredibly creepy.
Because the night before, at 2:17 in the morning, every kid woke up, got out of bed, walked downstairs.
Love the non-specific time.
And into the dark. And they never came back.
I don't understand at all. Why just her classroom? Why only hers?
Get it, Brolin.
Where are our children?
We have a lot of emotional parents.
Okay, so Wong and Thanos
if you keep
and the
some
Silver
distance
Surfer.
from this place.
Oh, sweet Jesus.
Oh. Is that like clown makeup?
This is why you don't go to school after hours. It's actually terrifying.
Matthew, where are you?
Why are they running like that, man?
Where did you go?
Oh. Oh.
This is where the story really starts.
There it is. That'll be the halfway point. Okay. August 18th. Okay. Okay.
All right, listen. Everybody needs to listen. I am going to be there opening night.
Okay.
Because this is what trailers are supposed to be. They're supposed to tease, even though there are teasers and then there are trailers. This, I feel, gave me just enough. And yes, there's going to be more trailers after this. And yes, there's going to be more pictures released and such. And you know what? Fine. But I'm going to stay away from them. And that is what we need to get back to. We need to get back to you get one trailer and that's it. God bless it. That's it. If I have you, I have you. If I don't, well, then that's my bad, right? But also, this is perfect. Everything about this movie's trailer has got me in. First of all, New Line Cinema. Second of all, those kids are running that way. Why? Third, creepy clown kid face. Fourth, Josh Brolin's yelling. Don't make Josh Brolin yell. He'll snap his fingers and everybody dies. So nobody's even talking about that idea, right? That what if it was him with the Infinity Gauntlet? No, man. But like, honestly, seriously, like the end shot of the open door into the darkness of the house. It's Lance. The suburban, what is happening behind the closed doors? I'm actually getting like chills, man, because I'm kind of blowing it up in my head, and that's it. That's the thing. That's it right there. That is any town America, right? That is any small town America, whatever. This is not a big city story, but it's everything. It's everything that, I mean, we both kind of came from this type of town where everybody's kind of connected through like the local town paper and and school board meetings and shit like that, whatever the hell. There's something to write. And then on top of all of that, the teacher aspect, me being a former teacher, ooh, there is something scary about being in the school when everyone has left after hours. It's dark outside. That's something very scary there. And then something so depressing about being there, like on a weekend when it's like, like Breakfast Club, detention, and nobody else is there but like a few folks. Yeah. I'm a huge fan. I wouldn't say that I was the biggest Barbarian fan. I'm a decent Barbarian fan, but I have seen that this gentleman, Zach Cregger, is taking big swings, and this trailer just makes me feel all the right things. So that is that.
I agree 100%. I just love the mystery of it. Again, the website just gives you exactly what's in the trailer. Just, okay, there's some missing kids. We don't know why. At the very end, there's a lot of flashes of violence and like self-inflicted violence and that kind of stuff. So it reminds me of some Ari Aster kind of stuff in the end. In the beginning, it reminded me a lot of like the Black Phone stuff, which I don't really care for. Yeah. It's like PG-13 kind of stuff, but it turns enough away from that I'm like, okay, I'm still in. It's not that. I don't see that. I think Josh Brolin, there's literally one scene of him yelling about the teacher, and I'm like, okay, we have real actors in this. We have emotion in this. We see, what's her name again? Say it again.
Julia Garner.
We see a lot of emotion out of her, but I don't think she says a word in there, does she?
She may have said.
I think everything is just.
She may have said one thing, but yes, I agree that she is doing some fantastic nonverbal acting.
Yeah. Which I'm down for. I'm like, show us emotion. We've talked about acting with eyes so much, and I'm in on the mystery of it. I'm in on the footage thing. I love found footage kind of stuff. The kids leaving their house, and then that's the mystery of it. This is wide open. To be a lot of things. I think the kicker on this is, again, the title. The title, Weapons, means there's going to be some sort of crazy turn. There's something to that is probably the catalyst to the film.
Also, not to interrupt, I'm sorry, but Alden Ehrenreich, one of like the budding actors of today, the one who played Solo in Han Solo, and he was the Senate aide in Oppenheimer as a cop. Just a lot of like strong acting in this movie already with the folks that are in it.
Yeah, I'm very curious, and like you said, I don't want to see another trailer. I might go back to that website just to see what they do, because I love that. I grew up in that stuff, man. Like,
it's good shit.
Those websites, like that was my shit growing up. So I might go back to that, but I don't want to see another trailer. I don't want to know anything else about this. I remember Jordan Peele kind of saying about one of his films, Up. No, not Up.
Nope.
Nope. Yeah, I don't know why I said Up.
Because it's up there.
He said something about like, they showed way too much. Like, he hated the final trailer of his own film. So, so yeah, I'm in. I'm down. I can't wait.
Yeah, I wonder if there's something to that. I wonder if there's something like some directors do get final cut, and some directors obviously don't, and that's why you get like director's cut and producer's cut and all that shit. I wonder if he, some of these better or more established directors are already starting to get like final cut of trailers, and at some point, publicity and shit like that and marketing, you can't do anything about it. Like, these are studios are like, we are in business together, so we will do what we need to do to get people in the movie. So I understand that part, but I hope that this is one of very few trailers that are released, and if you do release more, that they kind of just show the same stuff, but I mentioned it during the actual trailer react. The voiceover by the child, quite terrifying, just quite terrifying. Let me just share a quick story. Children, doing things that are just normal, but in the time when they do it, can be one of the most terrifying things of all time. I've shared that I'm a father and I have soon to be 1-year-old. We were watching a movie the other day, and she's in her little pack and play in her little play place, and she's not really watching the movie because, well, she's not. She's just playing, and we're on the couch, we're watching it, and there's something. I'm not going to tell you what the movie is, or I'm not going to tell you like what it is because you might. I might spoil it, but let's just say it was like a movie that wasn't. It wasn't Coco Melon or any of that shit wasn't on TV, right? It was something that was happening that was like, kind of like, oh, dang, this is an unfortunate circumstance. Somebody was, maybe not, it was in a bad position or a bad spot. And she wasn't watching the movie, right? But she isn't actually making any noise either. She's just kind of in her place with her book and stuff like that. And the next thing you know, she stands up, goes to the edge of the play place, points at the TV, and is just going, and just laughs at somebody is just like unconscious at the bottom of the ocean, and she just like laughs, and it kills me. I turned the TV off immediately, and I was just like, okay, come over here, let's read a book. But all that to say is that like kind of like when Gage in Pet Sematary, when he's just kind of doing stuff.
Oh yeah.
So this voiceover narration of the trailer, I'll say, is just perfect. It's perfect. And even it's because it's tense. It's like, because at this time they got up from their bed, walked down the stairs, and it's doing it. Oh, Yosita, let me be there. That was well done. I am in, and yeah, I'm in.
I like that it's the time is 2:17. It's not too specific. It has nothing to do with 3 a.m. anymore, which we've seen so many times now. It's like which is like when you'll see most Dead Candy releases, by the way. But 2:17 just being so random. I kind of like that. I like that you're just like, no, let's do something a little bit different. That is a strange time for children to be walking away. 17 children walk away in the middle of the night and never return. That's a terrifying story. You've mentioned like the suburban tales and like schools at night, schools over the weekend, especially at night. But there's so many schools, like we would go to all these elementary schools. They all had a story about a kid missing an arm, and he got run over by a school bus, and he taps on the principal's office or whatever. That those stories are everywhere in every city, and you're right, it kind of captures that. But are these nightmares, are these I'm really curious. I have no theory on what weapons has to do with this, and that's got to be the catalyst. That's got to be the difference maker.
Well, what did Barbarian have to do with the final plot? I didn't get the tie-in. Did you?
Barbarian? No, just a weird creature at the
end. Yeah. So
barbaric.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah, so maybe weapons is a red herring, but maybe it isn't. So.
But you know what? It kind of does remind me of the old Twilight Zone of the aliens that like put the dome over the neighborhood and watch them all tear each other apart, kind of a thing. That's kind of what it reminds me of a little bit.
Good.
So maybe there's something to do with that. I don't know. I think that's like, yeah, something about that. But I'm in. I don't want to know another thing. Like I said, I'll play around the website, see if they update it at all. But other than that, I don't want to know anything else. But I'm there. Danny's there. That was a Dead trailer react for weapons. We'll see you at the theater for that one.